Shreveport Mayor Adrian Perkins, a late comer, well, maybe not that late, to the United States Senate race against Dr. Bill Cassidy. What were your initial thoughts, please?
Well, you have to applaud someone who's putting themselves out there for statewide office, but my thought was just a little bit ambitious, and it also had me thinking about what other offices is he setting himself up for re-election, for a future run for governor, some of those things.
So you think this is more of a, shall I say, resume builder than it is serious run at the Senate for the Senate seat?
Well, yeah, he's fairly new to office. He's been in office, 18 months or something like that. He's fairly much a novice in politics. He's running in an environment that would be very different from Shreveport. Shreveport's 57% black. The state itself is 32% black. We haven't had a politician get above 40%.
Wait, you said the state is 72% black. You didn't mean that.
No, 32%, sorry.
Okay.
So Louisiana's 32% black. The electorate is very different. African Americans seem to do really well, and it's not all about race, but it's partly about race. African Americans do really well running for mayor. So if you look at New Orleans, you look at Baton Rouge, you look at Shreveport, you look previously at Monroe, lots of black mayors, but making that jump to statewide office has always been a bit problematic for a black politician.
Sort of a two-parter here. Does the weak Democrat field for the Senate in the Senate race, combined with the Perkins attachment to the Michael Bloomberg Foundation and the money that will be coming his way, does that almost guarantee him at least a spot in the runoff against Dr. Cassidy?
Well, there's no doubt that if Perkins can clear the field, with the Democratic Party, although it's too early to say who's going to be leading the Democratic Party now that Karen Carter-Peterson has stepped down, but if he can clear the field at all, he would certainly make a strong challenge. The question is of his ceiling. Now, you raise questions of financing from Bloomberg or other people, other Democratic funders. He's almost certainly going to be underfunded in this race. So that I expect Cassidy to have lots of money, probably close to $8-10 million.
Excuse me, Doc. Pardon me. I want you to sort of expound on that just a little bit.
Because people say Bloomberg will spend $8 million.
You think that Perkins will be underfunded? Talk about that just a couple of seconds more.
Okay. Well, how much do you need to win a Senate race in Louisiana? So if you go back and look at the last really competitive race we had, maybe between a Republican and a Democrat, I don't really see the Foster Campbell as particularly competitive, but, you're looking at raising, $12 million for Senate race. If it was a really heated Senate race, it might get up around $20-25 million, going back to Cassidy and Landrieu. So he's not going to have that kind of money. Nobody's going to make that kind of a bet on an African-American Democrat running for statewide office in Louisiana. They're going to rightly see that, well, this is a really long shot. Why would I waste my money?
Okay. Is this truly, we've seen the reports, is this really setting him up to be known statewide to run for governor once John Bell is done? Is that really what this is all about?
Well, that would certainly be my suspicion. Or if not for, remember, this would be a statewide election. So if you make a decent run, you introduce yourself around the state, everybody does this, then there are other offices that open up. We always think of the big kahuna, the governor, but there's lieutenant governor. There's the treasurer. There's the attorney general. There are other kinds. He's a Harvard Law graduate. Maybe he wants to be attorney general. So some of these lower statewide offices might be more appropriate. I mean, ask yourself this question. Mitch Landrieu is the biggest Democratic name, in Louisiana right now, pretty much, outside of John Bell Edwards. If he threw his hat in the ring, would he be a favorite against Bill Cassidy? I think the answer is no. So what are Perkins' chances? Well,
okay, Doc, let me ask you this. Does Senator Cassidy's campaign machine, and they have machines, does he treat Adrian Perkins like a little mosquito and just kind of flick him off? or does he come at Adrian Perkins with a big baseball bat and, say, this is big boy politics and we're going to pull out all your dirty laundry? How nasty is this going to get?
Well, if Cassidy feels at all threatened, it's going to get quite nasty. We've seen that campaigns can do this. They're getting better and better at these ads, at getting these ads up quickly. And again, that's a factor of funding. If you've got a lot of money, you don't have to spend all your money running on the big ads. You can spend a certain amount of money on opposition research and making sure that people know the dirt about your opponent. So it could get pretty nasty just because of the funding differential.
Your message to Shreveporters. He's going to have to spend a lot of his time in South Louisiana between now and November, correct? He's going to be gone a lot.
He is going to be gone a lot. And I would say the message for Shreveporters, that's very problematic. You've got a new mayor. He's still feeling his way into the office. He doesn't have it fully in hand. I think wiser heads should encourage him to think about stepping out and waiting for a different time. But, of course, that's his decision.